Have you ever experienced this? A woman who rejected you, ghosted you, or even broke up with you suddenly reaches out. Maybe it's been weeks, months, or even longer, and out of nowhere, she's texting you like nothing ever happened. Why does this happen? What's going on in her mind? Is it regret, or is it something else? In today's video, we're going to dive into 6 powerful reasons why women come back after walking away. More importantly, we'll discuss how you, as a self-respecting man, should handle this situation. No begging, no chasing, and definitely no compromising your worth. Instead, I'll show you how to respond with confidence and clarity, ensuring you stay in control no matter what. Before we begin, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video if you believe that self-respect is non-negotiable. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. We're here to help you navigate relationships with wisdom, confidence, and strength. Now, let's dive into the first reason she might come back: because she notices you're thriving. Reason 1. She notices you're thriving. One of the most common reasons a woman comes back into your life is because she notices you're thriving. Picture this. She's scrolling through social media and sees you celebrating a new job, traveling to exciting places, or simply looking sharper and more confident. Maybe you've been hitting the gym consistently and your progress is starting to show. Then, out of nowhere, her text appears. "Hey, how have you been?" This isn't just a casual check-in. It's her realization that you're doing just fine without her, maybe even better than before. That realization stings. She begins to wonder, did I make a mistake letting him go? Or why didn't I see this side of him before? This kind of regret often comes from comparison. She's comparing your growth to others in her life, perhaps men she's dated since, or even to her own lack of progress. Seeing you thrive highlights something she can't ignore. You're moving forward, and she's stuck in the past. Women are naturally drawn to men who are succeeding and improving. Success and self-improvement signal stability, ambition, and strength, traits that are universally attractive. Even if she rejected you before, seeing you in this new light can reignite her attraction. But often, this isn't just admiration for your growth. It's also her insecurity speaking. Watching you excel while she stays in the same place creates a gap. That gap makes her uncomfortable. Here's where many men go wrong. When she reaches out, they get overly excited. They respond too quickly, shower her with attention, or even worse, try to prove themselves further. This approach undermines the very respect you've earned through your growth. Instead, keep your cool. Respond if you want, but do so briefly and without over-engaging. Let her put in the effort if she's serious about reconnecting. Most importantly, stay focused on your own journey. Thriving isn't about proving anything to her or anyone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Success doesn't need to be broadcasted or flaunted. Genuine growth speaks for itself. When you're thriving, people will notice, but that recognition should never be your goal. Whether she acknowledges it or not, the real value lies in the progress you've made for yourself. If she regrets losing you because of your growth, that's her realization to deal with, not yours to depend on. Now that we've explored how thriving can draw her back, let's move on to the next reason. What happens when she realizes she can't find someone better? Reason 2. She couldn't find someone better. Another reason why women come back after rejecting you is because they realize they can't find someone better. In today's world, social media and dating apps create an illusion of endless options. Both men and women fall into the trap of believing that there's always someone better just around the corner. Sometimes a woman will leave or reject you, thinking she can upgrade to someone more exciting, more successful, or more attractive. But when reality hits, she discovers that what she thought was a greener pasture isn't as lush as it seemed. Imagine this. She spent weeks or months trying to connect with new people. Maybe she's been on a few dates, but none of them had the qualities she now realizes you brought to the table. Slowly, it dawns on her that you were the real deal, and she let it slip away. That regret eats away at her, and before you know it, she's reaching out, hoping to rekindle the connection. The problem with this mindset is that it reduces relationships to a game of comparison. She thought she could do better, but when faced with the reality of what's out there, she realizes how rare genuine compatibility truly is. It's not just about regret, it's also about insecurity. Social media amplifies this insecurity by constantly showing highlight reels of others' lives, making her question her decisions even more. When she finally circles back to you, it's not just because she misses you, it's because she's now grappling with her own choices. So, how should you handle it when she comes back after failing to find someone better? First, understand that her return isn't necessarily about you. It's about her regret and unmet expectations. Don't take it as a compliment or validation of your worth. Your value as a man isn't defined by her realization of it. Instead, maintain your standards. If you decide to let her back into your life, make sure it's on your terms and not out of a desire to please her. Respect yourself enough to set boundaries and ask the critical question, does she deserve another chance? True strength lies in knowing what you want and sticking to it. A man with clear values and self-respect doesn't settle for being someone's backup plan. Relationships should be built on mutual respect and shared effort, not on regret or convenience. If she comes back, she needs to prove through her actions that she's serious and has learned from her mistakes. Words are cheap. It's her behavior that matters. When you approach this situation with clarity and self-control, you shift the dynamic. You're no longer the person seeking her approval. You're the one deciding if she's worthy of being in your life. That's the power of a man who knows his value and refuses to compromise it. Next, we'll explore another common reason she might come back: boredom and the need for attention. Reason 3, she's bored and wants attention. Sometimes, a woman comes back into your life not because of regret or genuine interest, but simply because she's bored and craving attention. It's a scenario that plays out more often than you might think. She's sitting at home, scrolling through her phone, feeling restless or unfulfilled. Maybe her other dating prospects didn't work out, or perhaps she's just feeling lonely. Suddenly, your name pops into her head. On impulse, she picks up her phone, sends you a message, and waits for your response. The key here is to recognize her intentions. Often, when a woman reaches out like this, it's not about rekindling a meaningful connection. Instead, it's about satisfying her own emotional needs in the moment. She's looking for that dopamine hit, the quick thrill of knowing that you're still interested in her. It makes her feel wanted, desired, and validated. But here's the hard truth: her feelings in that moment have nothing to do with you. They're entirely about her. The mistake many men make in this situation is giving her exactly what she's looking for. They get overly excited, respond instantly, and shower her with attention. It feels like a second chance, so they pour all their energy into rekindling the relationship. But in reality, this only feeds her ego. Once she's gotten the attention she craves, she often disappears again, leaving you feeling used and confused. So how do you handle this? The answer lies in restraint. When she reaches out, don't be too quick to respond. Keep your messages short and neutral. There's nothing wrong with being polite or even a little playful, but don't invest too much of your time or energy. The goal here is to protect your emotional well-being and ensure that you're not falling into a cycle of being her fallback option. This is where self-respect comes into play. A man who values his time and energy doesn't waste it on someone who isn't serious about building a real connection. By setting boundaries, you send a powerful message. Your attention isn't something that can be taken for granted. If she wants to be part of your life, she needs to show that she's serious and willing to put in the effort. This isn't about playing games or being cold. It's about valuing yourself enough to not settle for less than you deserve. When you act with self-control and confidence, you shift the power dynamic. You're no longer chasing her approval or reacting to her whims. Instead, you're the one in control, deciding who gets access to your time and energy. Women are drawn to men who respect themselves and their boundaries. By not giving in to her fleeting need for attention, you demonstrate strength and self-worth. And if she's truly interested in reconnecting, she'll make it known through consistent effort, not just a late-night text. Now that we've covered how to handle her boredom-driven outreach, let's move on to another reason she might come back: genuine growth and maturity. Reason 4, she has grown and matured. A woman comes back into your life because she has genuinely grown and matured. Life has a way of teaching hard lessons, and it's possible that her time away from you helped her realize what she truly values in a relationship. Maybe she has experienced situations that forced her to reflect on her choices and recognize that you were someone worth keeping in her life. This kind of return is less about regret and more about self-awareness. There are many reasons why a woman might not have been ready to fully invest in a relationship with you in the past. She could have been dealing with unresolved feelings for someone else, focusing on personal goals, or even healing from a difficult breakup. Sometimes it's not about you at all. It's about where she was in her life and her capacity to be present in a meaningful way. When she comes back after growing and maturing, she's likely to approach you with a different mindset, one that's more focused and intentional. The difference between this situation and others is the sincerity behind her actions. A woman who has truly grown won't just send a casual text or try to slide back into your life without effort. Instead, she'll communicate honestly, often acknowledging her past mistakes and expressing a desire to rebuild trust. This kind of approach requires humility and a willingness to make amends, which are clear signs of maturity. If she reaches out to you with this level of sincerity, how you respond is entirely up to you. It's important to assess whether her actions align with her words. Is she consistent in her effort to reconnect, or is she just testing the waters? Real growth is shown through behavior, not just empty promises or apologies. Take your time to observe her actions and determine if she's truly changed. However, even if she has grown, you need to consider what's best for you. Are you in a place where you want to reopen that door? Does her presence align with the values and goals you've set for your life? A man who respects himself doesn't take someone back simply because they've changed. He makes decisions based on what serves his own growth and well-being. Forgiveness can be a powerful tool, but it doesn't mean you're obligated to let her back into your life. Forgiveness is about releasing resentment, not about giving someone unlimited access to you. If you decide to give her another chance, set clear boundaries and communicate your expectations. Make sure that any reconciliation is built on mutual respect and shared effort, not on guilt or obligation. Life is about growth, both yours and hers. If she's truly changed and demonstrates it through her actions, there's potential for something new to emerge. But remember, you are in control of your choices. Whether you welcome her back or choose to move forward without her, the decision should reflect your strength and self-respect. Next, we'll explore another reason she might come back: overthinking and second-guessing her decisions. Reason 5, she's second-guessing her decision. Women, like men, sometimes overthink their decisions. A woman may reject you or end things with you, only to spiral into an overthinking frenzy afterward. She begins to question whether she made the right call. This second-guessing often stems from uncertainty about her own feelings, compounded by the fear of losing something that might have been great. Imagine this scenario. After walking away, she starts to wonder, what if he was the right guy for me? Or what if I don't find someone better? These thoughts can become overwhelming, especially when she's reminded of the qualities you brought to the relationship. She might see you thriving or hear about you from mutual friends, and suddenly she's doubting her decision. This fear of having made the wrong choice drives her to reach out. Interestingly, this type of overthinking is often more common among women who have many options. Studies show that the more choices a person has, the harder it becomes to feel confident in any single decision. Paradoxically, having too many options can lead to more regret and anxiety. So even if she seemed sure of her choice to leave, the presence of alternatives may have only amplified her doubts. When she comes back because of second-guessing, it's crucial to approach the situation with clarity and control. Her return doesn't necessarily mean she's confident about wanting to rebuild something meaningful. Instead, it might simply reflect her internal conflict. This is where many men make a mistake. They assume that her return is a sign she's completely committed, and they invest their time and energy without considering her true intentions. To handle this effectively, don't rush into anything. Take your time to assess her behavior. Is she putting in genuine effort, or does her outreach feel hesitant and inconsistent? A woman who's still uncertain about what she wants can drain your energy and leave you in a state of limbo. As a man who values himself, you need to protect your emotional well-being and avoid situations that leave you guessing. Respect yourself enough to set clear boundaries. If she's second-guessing, let her figure things out on her own. Don't try to convince her to stay or prove your worth. Your value isn't something that needs to be negotiated. If she truly wants to be with you, her actions will reflect that. Consistency, effort, and a willingness to meet you halfway are non-negotiable. Life is too short to wait for someone else to make up their mind. Focus on your own growth, your own goals, and your own happiness. When you maintain this level of self-respect, you naturally attract people who are certain about wanting to be part of your life. Whether she resolves her doubts or not is her journey, not yours to manage. Next, we'll dive into another powerful reason she might come back: seeing you happy with someone new. Reason 6, she sees you happy with someone new. One of the most powerful triggers for a woman to come back into your life is seeing you with someone new. It's human nature to want what we can't have, and when she realizes you've moved on and are happy with someone else, it sparks a wave of emotions that she might not fully understand herself. This is not just about jealousy, it's about the sudden realization that you're no longer an option for her. Imagine she stumbles across a picture of you and another woman on social media, laughing, looking happy, and clearly enjoying each other's company. Maybe a mutual friend mentions that you're dating someone new. This moment flips a switch in her mind. Suddenly she's thinking about you more than ever, wondering why she let you go. The idea of you being with someone else stings her ego, and she begins to question if she made a mistake. This reaction is deeply rooted in psychology. People are naturally drawn to what they perceive as valuable, and nothing signals value more clearly than being desired by others. If another woman is interested in you, it acts as a kind of social proof. It tells her that you're a man worth pursuing, even if she didn't see it before. This dynamic isn't limited to women. Men experience it too. Seeing an ex happy with someone new often triggers a sense of loss or regret. However, it's important to handle this situation with integrity. Some men might be tempted to flaunt their new relationship in an attempt to make their ex jealous. While this might get her attention, it's not a healthy or sustainable approach. Using someone else to provoke a reaction doesn't just hurt your new partner, it also reflects poorly on your own maturity and self-respect. A real man doesn't need to manipulate emotions to prove his worth. Instead, focus on genuinely enjoying your new relationship. If you've moved on, let it be because you found someone who truly adds value to your life, not because you're trying to make someone else regret losing you. If your ex reaches out after seeing you with someone new, stay calm and composed. Her jealousy is her emotion to deal with, not yours to entertain. Respond if you feel like it, but don't let her presence disrupt what you've built with someone else. Being with someone new doesn't just make you more attractive in her eyes, it also shows that you've grown beyond the relationship you once had. It's a testament to your resilience and your ability to move forward. If she comes back, let her actions speak louder than her words. Is she genuinely interested in rebuilding something meaningful, or is she just reacting to the fear of losing you forever? The difference matters. Ultimately, your life should never revolve around trying to impress or provoke someone from your past. Whether she comes back or not, the most important thing is that you continue building a life you're proud of. If she regrets losing you, it's because you've shown that your happiness doesn't depend on her. That's the ultimate win. Now that we've explored the 6 reasons why she might come back, it's time to focus on what matters most: how you handle the situation and maintain your self-respect. Whether she reaches out because she sees you thriving, realizes she can't find someone better, or feels a pang of jealousy seeing you with someone new, the key is to always stay grounded in your values and principles. Remember, her return doesn't define your worth. A man who truly respects himself doesn't rely on someone else's validation to feel valuable. If she comes back, it's because your actions, your growth, and your strength have made an undeniable impact. But that doesn't mean you owe her anything. You have the power to decide what role, if any, she plays in your life moving forward. When she returns, take your time to assess her intentions. Is she consistent in her efforts to reconnect? Has she grown and matured, or is she simply reacting to her own insecurities? Words alone aren't enough. Her actions will tell you everything you need to know. If she's serious, she'll show it through consistent effort and genuine behavior. On the other hand, if she's reaching out for shallow reasons, boredom, attention, or a bruised ego, don't let her disrupt the life you've built. You've worked hard to become the man you are today, and your energy should only go toward people who genuinely value and respect you. Boundaries aren't just for protecting yourself. They're also a reflection of your self-worth. The most powerful thing you can do when she comes back is to stay in control. Don't let emotions dictate your actions. Approach the situation with clarity and confidence. Whether you choose to let her back into your life or decide to move forward without her, make that decision from a place of strength, not fear or desperation. Ultimately, your happiness and fulfillment should never depend on someone else's presence in your life. Build a life so full, so meaningful, that anyone who walks away from it feels like they've lost, not you. That's the essence of a man who commands respect, not just from others, but from himself. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share your experiences in the comments. Have you ever had someone come back into your life after rejecting you? And how did you handle it? Let's continue the conversation below. Until next time, remember to always stay strong, stay focused, and most importantly, stay true to yourself.